Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you so much for being here for a brand new video today. And today we're back on the Australia videos, and we're going to be talking about primarily today why I think the $5,000 recommendation to go to Australia on a workers' holiday visa is not acceptable. It is way too low, especially if you're staying in one of the big cities. But before we get any further into it, remember to give it a big fat thumbs up. Does help out the channel a lot and lets me know you do like this kind of stuff on the channel. Hope you enjoyed the recent videos. I decided to switch it up, do a couple of videos about New Zealand, Paris, and then we did a Star Wars Celebration recap just yesterday. So hope you enjoyed all of those videos. But today, we're going to be basically going through this $5,000 advisory thing. So on the Home Affairs website for the government of Australia, basically what they advise is, along with all your application, you need to provide a screenshot of your bank showing you have adequate funds for your stay. What this means is basically they suggest an amount and you have to meet it. So for them, it's 5,000 Australian dollars, so AUD, and which is about, depending on the day and the exchange rate, £2,500 in the UK. That is way too low. I mean, I've known people that have gone out with less, but the £2,500 limit, it's a big it's a big hurdle to get over. And I would say if you're looking in Australian dollars, what I would recommend is probably about 6,500 to 7,000. That's kind of where I draw the line as the bare minimum you need to take. Because if you're staying in one of the cities, whether it's Sydney, Brisbane, Melbourne, Perth, Adelaide, or Hobart, or even Darwin, you are going to struggle with the cost of living. Especially if you want to do touristy things at the same time. Because if it's like it was with me last year, if this was the first time you're going to Australia, you will want to experience all of the tourist attractions. Common sense. You'll want to do the bridge climb. You may want to do a couple of days at the Blue Mountains, maybe a couple of days at Bondi, do a couple of zoos, a couple of tourist exhibits, maybe a couple of museums. The money's going to go quite quickly because the bridge climb is almost $300 by itself. And then if you want to buy souvenirs and merchandise and stuff like that, that's going to cost even more. So you've got to be very careful with your spending. But if you are going there just to work, say you've been to Australia before, you've done all the tourist attractions, and now it's time to get your head down and get to work. Yeah, I would say, 5,000 is pretty much what you need. Yeah, I wouldn't say you need anything else. You're basically going to be rationing until you have a job, living on the bare minimum, living as cheap as humanly possible, shopping at the cheapest shops, and buying the cheapest food. And living in hostels. So I'd say it's a good amount if you are just planning to work. However, if you're planning to do tourist attractions, no. You need to at least add another $2,000 to it. Because the tourist attractions will drain you. And especially if you're planning to do what a lot of people do, which is the East Coast trip. So from Melbourne to Sydney, potentially Canberra added in there as well, going up to Brisbane, the Gold Coast, Sunshine Coast, Noosa, Whitsundays, and then Cairns up in the north of Australia. Yeah, you're not going to have enough money. I mean, although public transport is cheap, it's not going to be so cheap you can get there and back very cheaply. You may have to add an emergency flight. You're going to need a bit of a backlog, so you're going to need what I would call an emergency fund. So say all your money goes dry. You're going to need like a backstop or an emergency fund. But yeah, I mean, I wish Australians governments, even if they add a little asterisk to the website and basically say $5,000 for work purposes only, and then go 7,000 or above with tourist attractions. Maybe do something like that. That would be my recommendation to the Aussie government. Other than that, the entire program is pretty much flawless. I mean, it's easy approval. And, yeah, I've done entire videos on it. So if you guys have any questions about the visa itself, we're not really going into the visa today. We're just going into that monetary requirement that the visa has. But yeah, Let me know what you guys think. Where do you think, guys, the proposal for the question is, where do you think the limit should be for the visa? Are you fine with it being 5,000 Australian? Or should it be higher? Some of you might think it might have to be lower. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. But anyway, guys, that's going to wrap it up here. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy, and I'll see you tomorrow for a brand new episode here on the channel. Thank you.